World like someone who doesn't know better.
We are about to let you in on some brand new Disney tips that is gonna make you have a better vacation than anyone else. You are not trash, so stop eating like it.
The mustard.
This tip is about to completely obliterate your need to eat festival or quick service food on top of trash cans forever.
Did you know that you can buy food from any Epcot festival booth, any walk-up quick service? Heck, you can bring your own food from home and take it inside a quick service with air conditioning as long as seats are available, and you don't have to buy a single thing to sit inside that air conditioning.
Wait, is that for real?
Did I say that?
Yeah, I can't believe you could literally take your food anywhere in Walt Disney World.
You don't need trash cans anymore.
What are we doing standing? Like literally, let's go.
Force a habit.
Let's get out
You're
of
so
here.
right. We gotta move.
This little known rule can save you the trauma of eating your food on a trash can while other guests are throwing their literal trash inside of your makeshift dinner table.
This is Friar's Nook. Friar's Nook is an outdoor quick service where you order your food outside, you pick it up outside, and then you eat it outside because the only seating is, outside. However, this, just steps away, is Pinocchio Village House, which is a quick service inside where you get to order your food inside, pick it up inside, and then if you wish, eat it inside.
Can we eat our food from Friar's Nook that we just bought over there outside and bring it inside Pinocchio Village House and eat it without getting in trouble?
Yes, sir, you may, and we're gonna do it right now.
Really?
Yeah, come on.
Wait, are you sure we're allowed to do this?
Yeah, 100% sure.
Oh
I've done it
my
before.
gosh.
Totally approved. We're gonna go up these little stairs. You're allowed. It's okay. Come on.
Come up to this little balcony. As you can see, you're able to sit outside if you want and take advantage of this beautiful view of
Absolutely
Fantasyland
stunning.
and the back of Cinderella Castle.
Beautiful.
Castle view.
Yeah. Beautiful. Or if you want, you can just go inside. And then we're gonna be on the balcony overlooking Pinocchio Village House. And we're gonna get to eat on a table, not a trash can, with air conditioning. And there's a lot of seating out here.
And it feels literally amazing.
And look, no police. We're not in trouble.
We made sure to check this rule with a very good number of Walt Disney World cast members and leaders to make sure that this was a real rule, and it absolutely is. You are welcome to bring food from another restaurant or even from home and eat it inside of any quick service dining room in Walt Disney World and take advantage of the amazing air conditioning and seating.
Hey, you are fancy. You're fancy.
In the past, here on All Ears, we've shown you how you can purchase food from La Cantina de San Angel, which is a quick service restaurant in the Mexico Pavilion, and bring it in to eat it in the dining room of La Hacienda de San Angel, which is a table service restaurant with breathtaking views of World Showcase. This happens up until 1:30 p.m. when they start to switch over the restaurant to table service. Well, piggybacking on tip number 1, you are actually able to bring in any food and drink you want to into that dining room, just like in the quick service restaurant dining rooms we mentioned. So you don't have to eat your food outside with everybody else. You can go into a private dining room, usually used for a table service, and eat your food and drink in there. And you can even bring food from home. You don't have to purchase anything there in order to do it.
We've also got another one for you. If you want to have some fish and chips, but maybe don't want to sit outside over at Yorkshire County Fish Shop, you can come over here to the Rose and Crown Dining Room, which actually you can go into until 3 p.m. And all the same benefits. No outdoors, air conditioning, relaxation, and fish and chips.
Now for me, because I can't really eat anything on the menu, but the fact that I can go to France, go to anywhere else and bring my food over to this dining room, Rose and Crown, until 3 p.m., that's a huge deal. And that's such an interesting secret and a cool rule.
There you go. Hey, I cannot in good conscience let you take that boat. I can't.
knowing every form of transportation in Disney World like the back of your hand is as important as knowing every ride, attraction, and restaurant like the back of your hand. You don't want to wait till the morning of to decide how you're going to get somewhere, especially when you're just trying to wake up and everybody in your family is angry. Welcome to the TTC. From the TTC, you'll be able to take a boat, monorail, or sometimes even a bus if you're actually lucky. Yes, I'm saying that. Sometimes during super busy days, a bus to Magic Kingdom will be offered, or in days when either the monorail or the ferry boat are not operating for some reason. In this direction is where you will park and take that little tram if you drove your own car here. And then over in this direction, this is where you'll be dropped off if you use rideshare or if you are staying in a non-Disney resort like Swan, Dolphin, and Swan Reserve, or even the Four Seasons drops off over here in or next to the rideshare area or the bus area at the TTC. Now, in general, we have found over the years the ferry boat tends to be the slowest form out of the three that are offered, followed by the express monorail, which I like to take on a daily basis. Recently, we did a transportation race, and Quincy was lucky enough to get on the boat just as it was about to take off, and she ended up winning the race. But I think that was a really unique situation, a situation you could encounter yourself. You could end up getting to Magic Kingdom very quickly, or it could take you a really long time because it takes a long time to load that boat, and it takes a long time to unload the boat. And if you are one of the last off the boat on either of those or both of those, your trip will take a very long time. I have what is now a well-known secret about riding the monorail to Magic Kingdom. It is the Gate 12 trick. First, you get in line for the monorail, staying to the right-hand side because that loads the rear half of the train and that's where you want to be. As soon as you are allowed to find your way to a boarding gate, you will continue walking all the way down until you make your way to the last gate, which is Gate 12. As soon as you board, do your best to stay against the doors in which you entered. Those are the doors that will open and let you out once you arrive at Magic Kingdom. When those doors do open, take an immediate left down a small flight of stairs. You will soon discover that you were one of the very first parties off the monorail and one of the first people to get in line to scan into the park. Got it? But the fastest transportation from the TTC to Magic Kingdom, it's the bus if it's being offered. Again, you won't encounter the bus being offered unless it's an extremely busy day or if there is some sort of delay or closure with either the monorail or the ferry boat. But if you do see it's open, I always scan to the right like this to check and see if they are offering the buses today, because if they do, it's so fast. It's like it takes 5 minutes to get over there once you get on the bus, and then it loads you pretty close to the front gate, almost to the bus depot. Not quite that close, but definitely like far into the walking path from the Contemporary Resort to the Magic Kingdom. So it's close. Right there, that is the Resort monorail. That goes the opposite direction as the Express that takes you to Magic Kingdom. This over here, this relatively nondescript little entrance is a great tool for if you are resort hopping around the monorail resorts for dining or any kind of activity. Cocktails, if you'd like to take the monorail around and hop each monorail resort and have a beverage there, you can absolutely do that. This is a great use for this line, and you can also take this from Magic Kingdom back to your resort at the end of the night if you're staying at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, Disney's Grand Floridian Resort, or Disney's Contemporary Resort. And of course, the Epcot monorail takes you from the TTC to Epcot. That's the one I'm going to take right now. This is a great tool. All you have to do to park hop from Magic Kingdom to Epcot is take the express monorail from Magic Kingdom and walk across. It's happening right now. People are getting off the express monorail from Magic Kingdom. They're walking across a little pathway right here and getting in line for the Epcot monorail. One of the easiest park hopping experiences you can have in Walt Disney World. And I love it.
Now, you heard a lot about the TTC, so let's talk a little bit about Epcot resort areas. One of the most exciting things in this area is the Disney Skyliner, which is kind of a newer offering. It's not super new, but the newest. And it's kind of like a ride in and of itself. And a lot of people just hop on to have a good time and check out the Epcot resort area. Now, surprisingly, since we're talking Epcot, the fastest way to get from Epcot to Hollywood Studios is actually a walking path that takes under 15 minutes if you leave through the International Gateway, which is near France, and walk this way. Now, the Skyliner is not necessarily going to be super fast either, but you can actually take it from Epcot to Hollywood Studios. You're also going to have quite a few stops on that one, and you're going to have to transfer at the Skyliner Hub, which is over at Caribbean Beach Resort. Now, it sounds like a lot. It's really not that bad. Skyliner is my preferred mode of transportation, and I'm scared of heights, but maybe on those windier days, if you're also scared of heights, maybe take the boat, or maybe just walk.
Uh-oh, it looks like it's not. People are in there right now. Are you sure you want to take the Skyliner?
We're walking, actually. Well, we have to walk to show them the walk, of course we have to. Now, you can also get to Hollywood Studios and some of the resorts via Friendship Boat. This one's going to take a little bit longer, though, to go from Epcot to Hollywood Studios because you have a few stops in the middle. You have Disney's Boardwalk Inn and Resort. You have Disney's Yacht and Beach Club, which are technically one stop, but two different resorts, and the Swan and Dolphin Resorts. Now, you're going to have to stop at all of those as you're headed from Epcot to Hollywood Studios, but honestly, if you're in the mood for a nice, quiet boat ride, it's not a bad thing.
I learned some very interesting pieces of information from a Skyliner cast member the other morning. Okay, so apparently when it slows down, it usually doesn't have anything to do with one of their accessible cabins being added.
Yeah.
Because this is the first system in the world. Disney literally introduced this technology where it is all fully automated and an accessible cabin is able to join the rest of the cabins at full speed, which is 11 miles per hour.
Wow.
And it happens automatically. Isn't that so cool? I know. So when it slows down, they said usually it's a backup at one of the stations and it's like people getting on.
Yeah, and just having to slow
Exactly.
slow down
It has
slows down.
actually very little to do with the accessible cabins, which I always assumed was the reason that we would slow down. Walking on our walking path, walking on our walking path.
I love this walking path.
Me
Honestly,
too.
If you're able to make the walk, we really do recommend that.
Okay.
It's just going to be a little bit faster.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say this as someone who doesn't often make the walk.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yes.
It's okay if you need to sit down. This is a great excuse to sit down in between parks. But if you're trying to get to a last minute reservation or you're about to miss a lightning lane that maybe you paid for, just take the walk.
We're walking.
I love the boardwalk.
Me too. I love the boardwalk.
One of my favorite places in the world.
But we do need to show them where the path starts in the event that they need to use it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. I am so jealous right now. Welcome to Subaru Supplier Excellence Awards 2024. I would give anything to be invited to this party.
That should be us.
Did
That really should be us.
Maybe our invitations got lost in the mail.
It has to be.
Do you have, how many outfits do you have ready for an event like this? Exactly like this.
Oh, I have so many.
Me too, me too, me too.
They're just waiting in my closet collecting dust.
From black tie to white dinner jacket to everything in between.
Casual.
Formal, I got blue velvet.
I'm ready to go.
Just as you turn from the Atlantic Dance Hall right there, you make that left. This right here is the path to Hollywood Studios.
You know what boats I do love? There's really two in particular.
Oh.
The ones that go from Fort Wilderness and Wilderness Lodge to Magic Kingdom, and the ones that go from Disney's Polynesian Resort and the Grand Floridian Resort to Magic Kingdom.
Oh,
There's
topical.
Just really something about them. They're just better.
Should we ride one?
We have to every year.
Now, a boat line that I really love is the Sassagoula River ferry boat service. Those are a lot of words to say at one time, but it's more of a form of transportation. It's really an entertainment experience. It's very immersive, especially if you go at night. Now, this runs from Disney Springs back and forth to Saratoga Springs, Old Key West, Port Orleans Riverside, Port Orleans French Quarter. And I think there's also a stop still specifically for the tree houses at Saratoga Springs.
I just recently
Still
did
is?
this. So
You just did
I
it?
did this.
Oh my gosh, I'm using my 10-year-old information stuck
You
in
guys can see me
magical
do it
portals.
on the Monopoly at Disney Springs. Go
Yes.
check it out. This is me forgetting my sunglasses in Walt Disney World, which is not a tip that's new to you, but don't forget those. But I love it. It's one of my favorite things, truly. It's so relaxing. And sometimes when you need to get out of the parks, but you still want a really neat Disney experience, that is something you should be doing. And no, the beignets aren't free, but I think the beignets are a complete must-do.
And reasonable.
And they're reasonable. They're so amazing. And I personally love that you can do this multiple times a year because they have seasonal beignets. So it's like different reasons to keep going back and keep enjoying the lovely boat ride and then also the amazing beignets.
That's
Tiana
right.
would want you to.
Tiana.
And isn't it the summer of Tiana?
It is.
We're also going to talk about Disney buses because we both agree that Disney buses have kind of gotten like a bad rap over the last few years, but we both share an affinity for them and we think that they don't deserve the bad rap all the time, especially now that they've introduced the new fleet of buses. We're on our way to talk about buses, but we also want to talk about minivans, and one just pulled up right here. This is actually powered through Lyft, and it's kind of like ordering an Uber or ordering a Lyft, but through Disney specifically, and it looks like minivans. It's minivan.
This is a standard minivan which accommodates up to 6 people. It is driven by a Walt Disney World cast member, and they play Disney music while you ride.
The whole time. I've actually gotten to do it, and this one is on the pricier side. It is directly through Disney. They also have some for differently abled friends who might need it, and we can talk about that in a second. But I've gotten to do it. They drop you off right here at the front of the Magic Kingdom, at the front of the parks, which is a really nice drop-off because typically if you're just doing regular Lyft or Uber, it's over at the Ticket and Transportation Center. So you're definitely paying for the comfort. But I've gotten to do them, and they even have phone chargers for you. It's very nice and very much a splurge.
Also, there are accessible minivans, which are pretty awesome. You don't have to leave your mobility device. You are loaded in your mobility device onto the back of the minivan. This isn't one of them. That accommodates up to 5 people, but it also plays Disney music and is driven by a Walt Disney World cast member.
All the same perks.
A brand new fleet of Disney buses has just recently been let out onto the streets. They're numbers 5, 2, 8, 9, and above. If you feel like checking the number on the bus, this isn't one of them, but it is beautifully wrapped like those buses will be. These buses are amazing. They're completely modular. You walk in and all the seats down on the ground level of the bus are flipped up, so it's your responsibility to flip them down and take a seat on your own. They also all include USB charging ports, so you're able to charge your phone in the stereotypically long time that you have to sit on a Disney bus, which isn't actually that long because we do it all the time and it just feels really long because you have such short, few precious moments here you've spent a lot of money for, so it feels like you're sitting there forever. And then it has room for three mobility devices. This is huge news for people who use a mobility device who've been sitting in a rainstorm waiting for a long time. You have to wait for so many buses before you can be loaded on if there is a line of mobility devices.
Buses are not that bad, especially here in the middle of the day in between parks and there's not lots of crowds. The only time buses feel very long is at night when you're waiting in those long lines, and then you have to make sometimes multiple stops around those larger resorts or the buses that share sometimes 2 different resorts. That's the only time to really brace yourself for maybe a long bus journey, is the end of the night. He's leaving with us.
The wrong way, but are you feeling okay?
Now, as one of our co-workers said, if you're in Disney World and you're feeling kind of angry, stabby, hungry, aggressive, mean, if you feel like you want to run away from your family, if you feel like maybe your arm fell off, or maybe you just want to quit your job, probably just means that you're in Disney World dehydrated. Grab a cup of water, sit down, the rainbow will be out soon.
That's literally the most genius thing I've ever heard and completely true. And I want to actually expand upon that with a scenario that I see, that we see happen all the time here in Walt Disney World. And it looks really, really scary. It's very common for people to come here and for it to be a lot hotter than it is back home and for them to have to walk a lot more than they do in their regular lives. And as a result of this, we see a lot of people fainting. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this happen. And when I first started coming here basically every day, I used to think the worst case scenario was happening to these people. But time and time again, I was able to see cast members calmly attend to them and literally bring them back to life. And if this happens to you, it's best not, or if this happens to a member of your travel party, it's best not to panic, but to calmly get a cast member and say, I believe a member of my party has fainted. Can you please help us now? And they will know exactly what to do, and they will calmly help you attend to your friend or family member.
All of that is good and well, and maybe not so good, but we don't want you to get to that point. Hopefully, you're never going to have to know how to navigate that situation because you're drinking water. Now, this is something that on the cast and amongst the entirety of the AllEars.net, like writers and blog group, we kind of go back and forth on. Some of us are totally team pro water bottle. Some of us are totally team free water cup. I'm somewhere in the middle where I bring my water bottle and then I consistently refill it using the free water cups because I like to always have water with me. We don't really care what team you're on as long as you're drinking water. If you're not having enough water, if you're not staying hydrated, you can ruin your own vacation, and there's a lot of other stuff you need to be worrying about that isn't if you're hydrated. So just get your water. We don't care how. We like if you save money. Don't buy the Dasani unless you just really want to.
But if you do, it's available for you.
It's up to you though. It's your vacation and you should be doing exactly what you want to do as long as you're being healthy. Cheers.
Yeah, let's skip that unique Walt Disney World experience and let's stop at every quick service restaurant we pass and ask for a cup of free ice water, or let's stop at all of the water bottle refill stations that have popped up around Walt Disney World and let's make a game out of it, a new game.
Ooh.
Drinking around Walt Disney World, but this time it's with
For
water.
hydration. Do you know that we've started a game where we drate each other?
There's literally a weird gnat fly attacking me.
He needs water.
This is an important bit.
He needs water.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, it's
listening.
okay. He was just listening. He was just listening. Finally, bring it on home, but not in your suitcase.
Stores in Walt Disney World offer you the option to ship things from the store, and that's great if you're just shipping one item home. But if you're purchasing multiple items from multiple stores and you want to have them all sent home in the same box, there used to be a problem because you would have to leave property and actually spend money on an Uber or a Lyft in order to get you there unless you had your own car over to a FedEx location, an office. But now something very cool has happened.
Now, over at Disney Springs, they have a brand new thing that maybe is going to help change your trip the way that this wind is.
I just put my finger over the lens too. I love it too.
Located around the back of Trendy over in Disney Springs Marketplace, you're going to find a brand new shipping post. You'll find it in the former stroller rental location that's by the Marketplace Co-op. They actually have a scale to weigh your packages using computers powered by the UPS store. The cast members working here are super helpful and will be able to answer any questions that you might have. The standard shipping rates are going to apply, but it's at Disney Springs, so Disney Transportation can actually take you over there with all your loot and then get you back to the resort.
I love that. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe.
Now go check out our best and most bizarre Disney secrets. I'll see you there.